Alright, so now we're going to look at a little bit of forensic evidence, so something that forensic scientists might need to look at in their job. So, what we're going to look at today is paper specifically from books. So first I'm going to show you a book. It's the Diary of Anne Frank. This particular copy looks like it was published in 1993. So it is almost 28 years old, and we're going to take a look at the paper molecules that make it up. So I'm going to turn my light on. We're going to zoom in here to this paper. So here is the paper from this book, printed in 1993, so almost 28 years old. So we can see the paper molecules here. You can see a little bit of the things that were printed in it. So those are just like, that's not text, this is just a blank page. So you can see some of the things that were included in the paper here as it was printed. And then if I go down some, I can start to see the text that was printed. So again, this book published, printed in 1993. So roughly almost 28 years old. All right, so now I'm going to switch books. But first, for question number 1, what are some things that you notice about this book, about the paper? What do you notice about the paper from the book printed in 1993? All right, so now I'm going to switch. Same question, except this book. This is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the play script. This particular copy was printed in 2017, so this one is 3 to 4 years old. What do you notice about this paper? So just some things that you notice here. You're noticing about this paper printed in 2017. I'll scroll down a little bit. You can see the text here. Alright, and next what I'm going to do, that was question 2. What do you notice about this paper from 2017? I'm going to move from this paper back to the old paper, and question 3 is going to be, what differences do you notice? So again, here's 2017 paper, moving over. Do you notice any differences between this? This is the older paper. The older 93 versus newer 2017. What are you noticing? What's the difference? Newer, older? So what are some things you notice different? So those are normal paper pages, obviously. Next, I have 2 more books. This first book that I have, these pages are almost like the plasticky, clingy little pages. Your next question is, when you look at this, how does this look different from the paper pages that we just looked at? So this is like the kind of like textbook pages, I guess. It's not as papery as you would traditionally think. It's more like a plasticky type of page. What do you notice about this versus the paper pages? Here's the print on that page. All right, so what's the difference between this plasticky type material versus paper? And then your last question, I have a book with very, very thin pages. So very, very thin. What do you notice about the very, very thin pages? The last question, what do you notice about the very, very thin pages? It's different from the others. And the final question, the analysis from all of this is, how might this be useful in forensics? Why would forensic scientists be looking at paper? How might these differences be useful in forensics? Do you think that they can actually use these details to figure out what type of book they're looking for? So go ahead and answer those from this video.